And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back to the semifinals, the semifinals here of the Sparkling Tuna Cup number 127. We are here. We are back with our top four. Our top four here are ready for us, and we have our initial series. We have our TVP. Let us jump on in. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of Winter Madness, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the Red Protoss representing Virtus Pro. It is Classic. And spawning in the bottom hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Terran player, we have the South Korean Terran. It is Percival. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we delve into our TVP. We have our first of two semifinals, of course, bearing in mind that the lower semis will be casted as well after this series. We'll get there, Pappy. We will get there. Until then, we have our initial matchup, our initial TVP, and these two players have been going back and forth. Classic is stepping... let's go. Classic is stepping in as the favorite player. That is true, but Percival has taken maps and has taken series. Percival, his strongest matchup is TVP. This is where he thrives in, especially in the early to mid game. Percival, he's a hyper aggressive player, but how do you counter some hyper aggression? Well, you beat them to the aggression with a proxy gateway. Let's go. So Classic opening up with the proxy, throws down the gateway in the center of the map, and currently Percival going for a single gas opener. What does that mean? That means that Percival is going for a faster CC. He's going racks into command center on the low ground, so he's going for an economic greedy build that is about to be punished by the proxy of Classic, assuming that Percival doesn't scout. Zelda's on the way into the cyber core, into the proxy stalker. Command center is spotted, and you can see Classic already being as annoying as possible. He's being annoying. Now this Reaper, when it pops, should scout the nearby third locations. We should be seeing a scout at the linear third, at the triangular third base as well, but alas, the proxy, that's why it's thrown down a little bit further back at the center location. Percival does check the triangular third, does check the fourth location as well. Okay, a little bit more of a thorough scout out of Percival. Checks the fourth, pulls back. And pulls back to the natural. Oh my god, the SCV almost goes down. He wants it. Oh, he gets the SCV. That should not have happened. Kills the worker, delays the CC. Bunker's on the way, but here come the initial units. Two Zelts already. The Stalker's about to pop out, and that bunker, it looks like it's going to be too late. Yeah, Zelts are moving in. Reaper taking some hits. Bunker is going to be denied, and this is already critical damage. This is already getting out of hand. Marine's going to be zoned away. Stalker should delay the command center. Down goes one Marine. The other pulls into the main. Yeah, the other pulls in. We can see the Zelt trying to kite the army back within range of the Stalker. Trying to kite within range. Zelt does go down. But again, this is all doing what? This is all delaying the expansion. Big delay here on the expand. Depot goes down. Late repair. Oh no. Late repair. Not like this. And the trades here just far too efficient. Too much damage. As we're still not done. Getting another SCV. Another two SCVs. 4 in total. Now going for the Hellion. Ooh, bit of miscontrol. Did misclick and did fire up on the bunker for a moment. So a bit of a misclick. And this will be cleaned up. Hellion goes down. Ooh, we're missing shots on the Marine. But the Stalker does get away. The Stalker does kite back. Command center still will not finish. Oh, no. And that is how many? That is 10 SCV kills. 10 SCVs, a Depot, a Hellion, and 2 Marines. There's a cancellation on the bunker. We're now going for the dive. Oof. Reaper gets focused down. Once again, the CC may just finish. Does finish, but it's still not worth it. It's still not worth it, Pappy. At least it completes, but behind this we have Cyclone is on the way. The Cyclone will take control of the natural, but behind this, Classic, he's already mining. Classic is on 33 probes. 33 workers. Blink is on the way. Gateways are on the way. Robo's on the way. Classic, he is perfectly fine. Oh, we'll lose the Stalker. Nice juggling here on the Cyclone. Oh no! Miscontrol. Miscontrol. That should not have happened. Cyclone goes down as well. That was meant to allow for a counterattack. Oh no. Papi! Not like this. Percival, now he's moving out across the map. He is desperate for damage. Back at home, there's a defensive warp in. Soldiers, they turn back around. Classic is ready. There's no battery, but he doesn't need one. He does not need one. So far, nice control. Gets a Marine. There's 3 Marines left. And Percival, he's praying here for, I mean, he's all in. Percival, he's more than all in. It's all or nothing. He's got tanks on the way, Banshees on the way. Just a really rough setup. Does have the high ground. We'll get the first shut off. Blink is done. Shulker's up. Diving on the tower, man. He's crazy. Ooh, dives in. Takes on the tank in the medevac, but this is a brutal trade here for Classic, losing a lot of Stalkers. That was what, 4 Stalkers going down. That was a hefty trade. Percival moving out with the Banshee. Remember, there's no cloak. No cloak in sight, where the Banshee does get spotted. And Classic just needs to calm down. Oh, he wants that tank. There we go. This time he respects it. This time he respects the tank. Behind this, getting his own third up and running, taking up into +1, charge, gateway composition. The army rotates, does hit the natural. Percival's out of position. And we're just catching reinforcements. Ooh, even catching a tank. Oh no, the tank! Ah, oh my god, the tank goes down. Now going for the Banshees. Blinks in, picks up a Banshee as well. Percival, he moves across the map. What else can he do? What else can he do? We're going for the repairs. We're trying to, at least. One more volley. Oh my god. Banshee barely gets away. Back at home, we have Stalkers. Charge is now done. And the final push here for Percival. The tank should be pounced upon. Yep, down goes the tank. Pulls back to the battery. Zealots do warp in. We're down to 4 Marines. 3, 2, 1. GG. And Classic takes game number 1. GG, well played. With that, Classic does take a lead in the series. Winning it back, again, Classic, he went for a proxy across the map. Percival, when it came to his build, he went for a greedy build, went for a Rax expand, but unfortunately he did not scout the proxy location. He did scout, he did check the 4th location towards the right hand side, but didn't check towards the left, so he unfortunately was not able to confirm what was going on, and things went from bad to worse as SCVs were falling one after the other, and everything just very quickly snowballed out of control in favor of Classic. Remember, Percival, he lost 11 SCVs, a depot, 2 Marines, Hellion, bunker, critical damage dealt early on. GG. That was game. That was game then and there. And we'll see how our players do adjust coming to game number 2. Let's go. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of 10,000 feet, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the Red Protoss representing Team Virtus Pro, leading the series 1-0. It is Classic. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the Blue Terran. Down in the series, we'll see if he can bounce back. It is Percival. Here we go. As we are going to be settling in, we do have our TVP, and again the pressure is on our Terran player here. Now that we're loading into a smaller map, there's a higher chance that we do go for a double gas build, that we go for a safer start into a delayed CC. Eyes are going to be on our Terran player. Meanwhile, Classic moves in. This time no proxy, this time just scouting. The gateway is back at home. So a standard build out of Classic is playing standard. Classic pokes in, does confirm, only 1 gas. So single gas opener. We have the same build 2 games in a row out of Percival. We'll see if he goes for a high ground CC or a low ground command center. Regardless, is a more economic build. So I do like this out of Percival. He doesn't flinch. After what happened in game 1, doesn't overreact, it doesn't play overly safe. Still going for an economic start. And it's going to be instead up to Classic to adjust. As Percival is going to have a much more comfortable early game. I mean, he'll just have a game. He can play some StarCraft, baby. True, true. As is at CC, Reaper's on the way. But now we're opening up. Once again, welcome to 10,000 feet. 10,000 feet is a smaller map, but shorter rush distance by ground. Aggression is favored here, but there's more of a give and take. I will say that because of the shorter rush distance, reinforcements arrive across the map very, very quickly, and you can push very, very fast as well. All lanes are common as a result of that, but on the flip side, these bases are more defendable. Right, the natural, the third, and the fourth are very centralized, they're very condensed, so rotating, pivoting between these three bases is quite easy. Quite easy here for the defending player. Likewise, we do have the high ground here at the forward expansion. The one downside, of course, is the ravine here. The ravine on the other side of the cliff face does allow for tanks to punish that mineral line. True. It does get punished. Oh, something you don't see too often here, a robo opener. Creator, he's a lot more fond of robo openers, and when it comes to all the players out there, I do think of Creator when I think of robo in PvT. Interesting to see Classic embrace it here as well. As the Reaper moves in, gets one probe kill, not bad. Yeah, not a bad start. Now, when it comes to robo openers, what does this entail? Typically, it means a Colossus-based build. Early robo can lead into the early Bay, into early Colossus play. This used to be very, very common back in the day on maps like Side Delta. This would have been like 2021, 2022, a number of years ago. It can hard counter 3 axes. We can see that it's going to be a 1-1-1, so a very different kind of build out of Percival. And we'll see if it's for the Bay. No, it's going to be Robo into Twilight Council. Still a very safe build. It allows for early detection, but this will delay Blink. So maybe overly safe here from Classic. This does set Classic behind. So Percival settling in. Going for his own Mind Drop. Into his Bio follow-up. Again, I don't blame Classic for being overly safe. We did mention earlier here that this map does favor aggression, and all-ins are quite common on this map as well. Going for early charge, not blink. Prism is on the way. And we'll keep an eye on the gateway count for Classic. True. The Prism does allow Classic to be assertive here in the early game. He can be assertive, he can warp into depths, he can head into the mineral lines, he needs to find some damage here. Oh, as he's going for the Temple Archives on 2 bases. Okay, very tech heavy. Mind Drop comes in, no major damage, does get a Stalker though. Okay, 1 Stalker does go down. Other Mind Drop is baited, nice control, diving into the gas geyser, into the assimilator. But essentially what's happening here is that we're going for a gateway explosion, we're going for early storm. Again, third base is heavily delayed here, and this does come into a very, very strong storm timing. So early strong storm timing is on the way. And we have seen Classic kill many a player with this as well. It can be brutal. As Percival is in the dark. Drop comes in. The early Prism is a tell. Percival, he has yet to confirm the main. Oh, he has yet to scout. Behind this going to stim, +1, combat shields. Helis, they poke in. They don't scout too much. Now, upon seeing the initial Prism harass, Percival, he's aware it's a Robo, but behind this it could be a Robo into a Bay, could be into Blink. Percival, he didn't see the third base timing. Percival, he's still unaware. And being active like this is very risky. Remember, Classic, all these gateways are about to come online. He's about to go for one big push. Chop is moving forward. Does for the high temple. He knows. Yeah, now he knows. Baits out a storm. Baits out 1 storm already. This means that is 1 less storm across the map. So already a good start. Another storm once again. Oh, the Prism! Ooh, Prism barely gets away. But again, so far this is well worth it. He does double back around, and the Prism goes down. Massive pick off. Now there's no more reinforcements across the map. The push is delayed. Percival still rallying. Again, this is a really risky playstyle here from Percival being the aggressor instead. But so far it's paying off. He baited out 2 storms, sniped the Warp Prism. Pushing on the right-hand side. The best defense being a good offense here. And remember, Classic, he wanted to push out across the map. He wanted to. The Immortal, oh, does barely get away. The Immortal pulls away in time. Classic is trying to keep up. Percival, he wants that Immortal. He wants it. He gets it. The Immortal goes down. The Immortal goes down. High Templar, they're exposed. Forcing out 2 more storms. And again, Percival making the best out of a bad situation. Drops into the main. Cashing out some Stalkers. Ideally, he wants a High Templar. Does force out the Archon as a result. War Prism is finally being rebuilt. And Percival even landing his 3rd base again. Just hyper aggression here, and it's working quite well. It's working very nicely. But it still comes down to their storms. Speaking of, Storm does graze the army. Decent mind connection. Just the one though. Percival rotating once again. And what's important here is that he's just not allowing Classic to move out. Classic, he just cannot push. He's stuck at home. The Prism does sneak out towards the left-hand side. Ooh, it does get spotted. Yeah, Percival does spot the Prism. Some more good movement, throwing away 2 Marauders. 2 Marauders are going to be thrown away. Ghosts are in position, ready for the EMPs. Oof. Once again, the Prism goes down. Twice now. Classic just cannot be active. It's all coming down to 1 main push. Percival coming in, does have a couple of EMPs available. Here come the storms. Ooh, EMP lands. But there's still 3 more High Templar. There's still 3 more storms. Once again, EMP does graze 1 Templar. There are so many clumped up though. Does snipe 1. Forcing out the Archon. At the same time, there's a counterattack, but there are reinforcements back at him to defend. Percival is holding. He defends nicely. The Prism was on the sensor tower within range. So this Prism should be sniped. Oh no! Yeah, the Prism goes down once again. The 3rd Prism falls without getting across the map. Ay, ay, ay. Here comes the 4th War Prism. Let's go. 4th time's the charm. Cap. And as a result, you can see here that Classic is far behind supply-wise. Percival is snowballing out of control. Massive EMP goes off on the Zealots. The one thing keeping Classic alive are the High Templar. The Storms. That's the one thing keeping him alive. Without those Storms, it will be over. He does need them to connect, and that is a lot of High Templar. That's a lot of Storms. At least some of them have to connect, as long as they don't clump up. So I'm a little bit concerned here. They're all clumped up at the moment. We got to split, Pap. We got to split. Army comes in behind. Does it the natural. Classic trying to keep up. EMP on the Stalkers. Ooh, 1 ghost goes down. Another EMP goes off. These are some expensive losses here for Percival. Does pick up, does pull away. At the same time, Percival moving in. And he should kill the expansion. And Classic is just being torn apart. He's being torn apart. Another base goes down. Now headed towards bottom left. At the same time, a nice Zealot round by, but once again, the reinforces the Prism. The 4th Prism goes down. That's the 4th one, Pappy. Barely gets the expansion. We're gonna get out of here. Picks up, pulls away. Ooh, we lose 1 full medevac. So some losses here by Percival. But these are still better trades. Percival just killed 2 expansions. Classic, he has no economy. Oh no, the medevacs. Oh my god. Medevacs are trapped. Percival will see if we can break him out. Ooh, feedbacks and storms. Oh my god. Ah, the Phoenix and another storm. Yeah, a lot of storms being spent, but we have more where that came from. Percival, I don't think he should be out here. There's still a lot of storms left over. Yeah, there's still a lot of storms. Oh my god. Yeah, storms just being thrown down all over the place. And Percival, he has to get out of here. He has to pull away. Barely doesn't get the Warpism. That is the 5th Warpism, by the way. The breed! Casito. Almost. He almost gets it. And Classic is all in. Classic is all in. Bearing in mind that Percival, he just lost 3 full medevacs. He just lost 3 full medevacs. Percival, he's in danger. He's in danger. He's in trouble. The all-in is coming. We still have more storms. The storms, they just keep connecting. Oh my god. There's what, 2 storms left, soon to be 3. And Classic, he may have just done it. He may have just done it here. Again, Classic, he was forced into an all-in, but Percival, again, he lost 3 full medevacs and he engaged out in the open. He got baited. He overextended, he got overconfident. Another storm in the main army. We stand in the storms. Yeah, he's just standing. Standing in the storms, brutal damage. Oof. And Classic is overwhelming. Just overwhelming the army. I say that the Archons are getting quite low. It's going to be 1. There's going to be 2 Archons falling. Storm zones away. That was the final storm. Okay. Percival, can he hold? No more storms. Can he hold on? Can he clean this up? As he needs another EMP. Down to 4 Archons. 4 Archons remaining. Down to 3. 3 Archons left. Nice force field. Very nice. But there's no more Zealots here. There's no more Zealots. No more reinforcements. The army's heavily overstimmed. Oof. Medevac's going down. There's soon to be 1 storm available. Storm lands. Jesus. StarCraft, we have more storms coming in. He reinforces. He's got 2 more. They just keep coming. The storms are here. You got behind this classic long distance mining from the corner base, which is hyper inefficient. It could just be long distance mining here from his 3rd. Still got a very bare bones economy. Percival is on a 2-base economy himself. Planetary at the 3rd. Remember, the longer this game goes on, the better it's going to be for Percival. He just has to buy time. Gets an Archon. Archon goes down. EMP goes massive EMP on the army. Percival can... Oh, it takes out the Prism. 1 Archon left. Very scrappy, very messy, but 1 Archon remaining. Does go down. That's it. That's the final army here for Classic. And remember, Percival, he has mules. He has a stronger economy. Classic, the supply does lie. The supply here, Classic has what, 50 probes, but his long distance mining. Like, this mining is not efficient at all. So the economy for Classic is worse and has been worse this entire time. That's why we mentioned he was all in, and the all in fails. We have all these orbitals, so many expansions. Percival, he's on 5 bases. And again, Classic, he was all in, the all in fails, and Percival, he can now snowball out of control. He can now break out. It was close. It was close. Classic, he should have been dead in the water long ago, but he made that game out of it. He fought as hard as he could. Percival was scanning. He's like, do you really have no bases? He's like, it's like, what's going on? Do you really have nothing? He's got some storms. He's got storms. Classic can just try to buy some time. Ghosts are moving in. Ooh. Storms, they do zone. Oh, massive. Finally, massive EMP. 0 storms left. And this is the final push here. The final army for Classic, trying desperately to hold on. Desperately. I mean, the army is low. We get some Archon shots. Archon volleys, EMPs, they come in to reinforce. And with that, we're forced in the ace match. We're going all the way to game 3. GG gets called. And Percival ties up the series 1-1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. We're getting into the ace match here. As we mentioned, Classic, he was being torn apart early on. Winding it back a little bit, Classic went for a hyper defensive build by rushing into the early robo. Then he went for his own, essentially, 2-base all-in by going into Fast Storm. But Classic, he was denied any kind of move outs because Percival, he was hyper aggressive. Percival, he was so aggressive, so in the face of Classic, able to push in, able to make a strong defense with a better offense by catching out and forcing storms. He was forcing defensive storms, catching out some High Templar, dropping into mineral lines, dropping into bases, and Classic couldn't push. The whole point of his build was to go for a big storm timing, but he failed to move out across the map. Remember, how many prisms went down? 5. He made prism after prism after prism. Whenever he made them, he moved out across the map, and every time he was caught. He was just caught out. So many war prisms went down in this game. The prisms, they were meant to allow him to push across the map to reinforce and to commit, but he just couldn't. He was stuck at home. Classic was stuck at home until he was forced into the all-in, and things almost even out for him there. Like, things were very close towards the end. As you mentioned, Percival, he got his triple drop caught. 3 drops full of units were caught out on the map, so he plummeted in supply, and there was an opening, there was a window. Classic, he almost pulled it off, he almost pulled off the upset, but Percival did barely hold on. As we mentioned, the longer the game went on, the better it was for Percival. GG. GG, well played, and with that, we're now getting into the ace match. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Ruby Rock, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the Red Protoss being forced into the ace match. It is a Classic. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Terran player. We have the Blue Terran player himself. It is Percival. We go, as we are once again going for the proxy, just like game 1. Let's go. So Classic is hoping for an economic build out of Percival, and the goal here is to punish said economic build. Oh boy. Again, this is a repeat of the previous game. Buenos días, buenos días, agrasa, buenos días. Bienvenidos, bienvenidos. Why does it move out like that? He just has to survive. I mean, Percival, he was hoping he could catch out all the High Templar, if you recall. Remember, it was a mainly High Templar composition for a Classic, and Percival, he was overconfident, assuming he could catch out all those High Templar. Obviously, he did overextend, and it would have taken a better fight defensively, but that was like the thought process there for Percival, was to catch out the Templar and to punish the move out and to save his medevacs. Remember, the goal was to save them. Obviously, he failed to do so, but that's what he was attempting, I should say. Feel like he threw? Oh, este Sancho. Yo, calm down with your backseating, by the way. Calm yourself. As for now, we're building up. We do have our initial Zelda on the way. Remember, the goal here is to try to punish the CC, but Percival, fun fact, he does check across the map, he does scout, does confirm the lack of gateway, and he sets up on the high ground. Very nice setup here, very nice reaction. So thanks to the SCV scout, we have a bunker already on the way and the CC on the high ground. This so far is a much better start for Percival compared to game 1, where he was caught with his pants down. So nice scouting, nice reaction, nice information, and the game will continue from here. As Zelda's going to be going down. And again, Classic, he will at least contain, he will at least deny the low ground. That is true, but ideally Classic wanted more than this. He wanted to at least force a cancel. So Percival's looking good. Percival's looking good. Stalker's going to be reinforcing Adepts as well. Remember, the goal here now for Classic is delay for as long as possible. Just keep Percival contained for as long as he can without losing too much. The Zelts are expendable, the Stalker is not. We'll get some high ground vision. Behind this, Twilight Council opener out of Classic. Eventually, Percival should get his Cyclone. Cyclone's going to be on the way, and with the help of the Cyclone, he can break out. He can break out, he can snowball out of control, and finally take his own natural. Ooh, went behind a Dark Shrine. Okay. Cheeky move here by Classic. Now the hope, the goal is that Percival, because his economy is delayed, that he's muling. That he mules his heart out, and that he mules too much. We have seen TVPs instantly end with the Terran player muling at the wrong moment, and then DTs arrive. So that is the goal. Once again, the natural is going to be delayed. Oh, we're going for the tank, not the cyclone. I mean, that is an alternate kind of response. It does mean that there's no pushing power, though. There's no way to, like, chase down some of these gateway units. The medevac can help in that regard. Yep, there's the Unsiege. Percival, he's pushing. This is much more committed. He gets spotted. This also means that we could use DTs defensively. It could be defensive Dark Templar as well. Engaging with the army. So far, nice control by Percival. He will lose one Marine. Yeah, 1, 2 Marines go down. Losing up to 3. Oof. The tank taking a lot of hits, and Percival is falling apart a little bit. Yeah, missing some of the micro, missing some of the control. Marine goes down. Tank attempts to... Another tank! Oh my god. Okay. Does punish the Stalkers. We're the Dark Templar. Now warping in. Percival, he is holding on to some energy. Oh, does he see? Does he scout? He does! There's a scan. Scan goes... Oh no, the tank goes down. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, tank does go down. Behind this, DT's already in the main base though, and there's no scan. Wow, there's... Hold on, we're holding on to one scan in a couple of seconds. Now available. DT into the natural. There's that one scan. Raven's on the way, but still brutal damage here. Yeah, the Invisible Man is pretty good. The Invisible Man here, 9. SCV is going to be going down. Forcing back the entire army, forcing out more scans, denying any kind of mining at the natural. Getting up to 12 SCV kills. Raven finally does arrive, but this is critical damage. Oof. Yeah, 12 SCV kills. Remember, the eBay just finished. That's why there was no turrets, as we just couldn't make any. And Percival's all in. Percival is completely all in one way or another. No, the Raven gets sniped. One more volley does get picked off. That means he can't mule back at home. He needs those scans. Speaking of, there's that first scan. Boys are being pulled, as we mentioned. Percival, he's all in. It's all or nothing. He cannot macro out of this, not anymore, as another DT does hit the natural. And the final army is just being surrounded. Yeah, I mean, GG gets called. The tanks get surrounded, and the Classic will shut down the push, shut down the all-in. Classic will claim the series 2-1, advancing on to the grand finals. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Classic, he will claim the series. A hyper-aggressive back and forth here. Went all the way to the ace match, and honestly, Percival had a good start. He had a good start. He was able to scout, confirm the proxy, set up defensively back at home, slowly expand, but the DTs did catch him off guard, right? Did catch him with his pants down. They were able to deal critical damage back at home. He was desperately trying to go into the Raven. He only had a handful of scans. He had no eBay, so he had no defensive turrets either. The eBay finished at the end of the game when it was already too late, and he was just torn apart by the Dark Templar, and also by the Stalker aggression as well. GG. GG, well played. Whew. With that, Classic, he will claim the series. He will advance on into the grand finals, and he's waiting for the winner of our next matchup. Let's go. Let us go.